All right. Hello. Welcome to Thursday Night Facebook class with CJ Card Creations. My name is Christy Hillock. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am so glad that you're joining me. Whether you're watching live or if you're catching the replay, make sure that you drop a comment so that I know you're here. I have 3 fun projects for you tonight. Normally, I only do one project, but I felt like there was a lot that I wanted to share, and I think that this will be a good way for you to get ready for any Valentine gift giving that you have going on. So, just a few things. It's celebration. If you want free products, this is the only time of year to get it. So, from now until the end of February, every $50 or every $100 order will earn free products. And I can get you catalogs or links if you don't know what is free. Let me see. It's also the best time of year to join my team. We are the Queen Bees, and I am one of Erica Serwin's downline. And we craft together, we have fun, we have a text thread, we keep up with each other's lives and projects and all sorts of things. And then you also get all of my PDFs for free as a thank you for being on my team. Hey, Janie, thanks for being here. So during celebration, you can get, let's see, I want to make sure I say this right, $175 of product for $129. Hey, Mom. Which is an insane deal anyway, but then you also get one of our mini cut and emboss machines. You can pick white or boho blue, and those are a $63, I think, dollar value all on their own. So it's a huge deal. You should definitely take advantage of it, even if you just want to grab that starter kit and then not shop again for a while. It's totally okay. Let me answer any questions that you have. There are no obligations to do Facebook Lives or demonstrate or anything like that. So I would love to have you on my team. We are mostly local, but there are also, hey, Julie, you're live. It's good to see you. There are also, everything I do is accessible virtually as well. Okay, so I have a class to go that I just built the form to sign up, so that's live, and the link is in the description of the video, and it uses the adorable Playing in the Rain bundle. And so I'm going to hop over here and show you those projects. Let's see, go here. Okay, so these are my Playing in the Rain projects. And I think that these little guys are just all so cute. They lend themselves to coloring. So I am using watercolor pencils for this, which is a very forgiving method of coloring with our cardstock and everything, stamps. So this one is a cute little fun fold. I cased this from Susan Campfield, the layout, not the actual design. And then I think, yeah, so 6 projects, and all of the information is at that link. If you have any questions or you want to grab that class to go, make sure that you get signed up. So I think we can get started. Now, I am not going to be able to see your comments because I have to be able to see dimensions for all this stuff. And the reason for that is that I don't usually do 3Ds live, just because I don't think in 3D. So it's a little bit harder for me. But I really wanted you to see these. So I have these designed for you tonight. So this is a little door hanger card, or not card, but sign. So there is that one, and then this holds a lotion bottle from Bath and Body Works, and it is one of these awesome hand lotions. I absolutely love these, so I give them out a lot. So that's what's in this guy, and then this one will just hold some candy. I haven't actually put anything in that yet. So we are going to start with the love you sign because that is quick and easy. Let's bring in my supplies here. So, couple of funny stories about this one. The reason that we're doing it in this size and at all, last week I shared the um, postage stamp holder for you guys. And all of the stamps that I had ordered online came in a plastic sack with a piece of chipboard. So I figured, being the crafter that I am, I cannot just throw away those pieces of chipboard. So I put some paper on them. So here we go. I am just going to add a little bit of liquid glue around the edges here and then a little in the center. And this paper is directional, so as you go to cut it, you just want to be careful that you're paying attention to that. This is all using the Country Floral Lane Designer Series paper stack, I believe. Yep, so lots of pretty different patterns. You're funny, Julie. Do we love the U of U? We do. We are definitely U supporters at my house. Okay, so now that that is on, I am going to bring in just a regular hole puncher. And there's not anything real particular about where I'm going to do this, but I am just going to punch through roughly in the same spot. So I'm actually using the hearts to line that up. So get those punched. And then I have this already cut out, but I wanted to show you quickly how I did that. So I brought in, I did this on a piece of grid paper first. So I just lined up all of my letters, and obviously my tape did not quite hold, but lined them up on grid paper and then picked them up with my Post-it tape. So then I could transfer it to my Sweet Sorbet cardstock and run it through my die cutting machine. When you do that, and this is using the alphabet letter dies, alphabet a la mode dies. When you do that, you want to make sure that you do not lose your O center. So there is that. I am going to pop this up with dimensionals. And you can tell my placement vertically is a little bit different, but I feel like it's fine. This is not meant to be decoration that you pull out from year to year. It's just quick and fun and something to make people a little happy. So peel off all these backings. You may notice that my setup looks a little bit different. That is because I got a wild hair earlier this week because we were stuck at home because we all had colds, or at least Emily and I did. And I decided that it was time to rearrange my office a little bit to try to make it more functional. I'm not sure that it's working, but I'm giving it a shot. So if I seem a little discombobulated between not having my computer up to see your comments and being situated differently, I am a little discombobulated. So anyway, there is that. And now I have a heart. I punched this out of basic white cardstock and used the heart punch pack. So it's got the regular heart, and then it's also got the scalloped heart. It does these cute little scallops. So they do mount really nicely when you get all the Post-it tape gone. So anyway, if you are looking for a quick and easy way to make hearts for something, I really like that punch pack. And so now we are going to just do a little bit of adhesive here and add this to our heart. And then we'll pop that up and tie some ribbon and we'll be done. So like I said, this first one is super quick and easy. You could make a lot of these, just, brighten people's day. I am planning to send one of these off. We have a very sweet friend, or actually I didn't want to do that quite like that, who has taken care of our dog a lot and our house, and she went to school in Montana a couple years ago on a soccer scholarship, and she tore her ACL this fall. So that's been really hard on her and her family. So I just thought she might need a little bit of cheering up here. So now that I've got that, I need, this is the silver threaded twine that we have. It came out, I believe, in the fall catalog, but they did carry it over, which is really nice because it's thicker, so it works really well for projects like this. So what I'm doing is, Jane, I bet you can sympathize, with your pending knee. So yeah, that's definitely not something that we wanted to hear, especially because she had torn the other one a couple years before. So her college soccer career has been much extended compared to what she had originally planned. So I'm going to cut this and then feed it through. And I think the knots look cute, which is why I'm putting them on the front. You could certainly do it to the back as well, especially if you felt like you needed to secure it to the back, like if the knots weren't quite big enough for the punched hole. So get that done. Okay, and now we have some linen thread, and I am just going to tie a double bow with this. It's a little bit different color than the silver threaded twine, but I feel like it's close enough that it will work. So to do this, I'm just taking a long length of this linen thread and getting it to be doubled, and then just tie my little bow here. And I'll just fiddle with the tails until they look right. Let's see. Bring that in, and then I think we'll be good to go. I am going to trim that just a little more. And then I just need a glue dot to stick this on with. So you can use liquid glue for doing ribbon and twine and stuff, but I do not have the patience to hold it. So I would rather use a glue dot pretty much any day. All right, so project 1 is done. Hope you like that. And I did change the bow placement just because the letters were higher up. You may be able to tell I splattered this one with Wink of Stella, decided I didn't totally love how that turned out. So that's why we're not doing that. So on to our next project, we have this adorable little box. So this was the box design was from Rhonda Wade. I did her creative convention last weekend. And so I thought that I could use it for something a little bit different. So here we are. All right, so I cut 2 scalloped rectangles from balmy blue cardstock because that is the blue that's in our designer series paper. And then I really, really like this little bicycle pattern, and it actually fits just perfectly the way it is. It's just rows and rows of bicycles, and it fits really nicely with this width for what we're doing. So just going to get this on here and put it on the top rectangle Now the bottom one won't need anything. So there is that part. Now I'm going to bring in a piece of basic white thick cardstock, and it is cut to 5 1/4 by 7 1/2. Now when I'm doing things like this, I really prefer my scoring board to the Stampin' Trimmer, just because there are so many lines, it's easier to set it once and then just use the stylus. So this one, we are going to score the long side at 1/2. And with this, I like the finer tip. There is a wider tip, but I feel like it gives less reliably consistent results. So we've got 1 1/2, and then we've got 3 and 4, and then we've got 6 1/2. Now, if you want these dimensions, I have the PDF all ready to go, and you just need to make sure that you are subscribed to my newsletter that comes out every week on Mondays. So the deadline to get this PDF would be Sunday night. Those emails come out early Monday typically. All right, now over here we're going to do 4 1/4 and 1. All right, so now we can grab this and our little snips here and just do a little bit of trimming. So I am going to take out that, and let's see, take out that as well. And then we will just go like so. You could burnish first if you wanted. I don't feel like it makes a huge difference either way. So I am just going to do it like this. And then, let's see, I didn't actually want to miter that one, so I'm not going to do that here. But this guy needs to. All right, and come to the other side. So, did anybody see what Punxsutawney Phil had to say this morning? I am pretty sure that no matter what, we are in for more winter. So I guess since we still need water, that's okay. But I could not get warm this week, and I never had a fever with whatever cold I had, but I just was freezing. All right, so I am going to set this here so that you can take a picture, screenshot if you want. That way you'll know exactly how to trim it up when you are making your own. And now I'm just going to bring in my bone folder. A lot of times with cards, you can get away with not really burnishing these score lines, but anytime that you're doing a 3D project, it really makes such a difference in the quality of the folds and how well your box goes together. So just get all of these done here. All right. And then we can put this together and we'll be just about there. So this is going to be the flap that tucks in. Janie, you know, I wouldn't have thought of that if I hadn't tried a lot of times to do it when demonstrators were moving too fast for me. And I think now most of them will pause so that there's a really good shot of the template, basically. All right, so fold in these to make the bottom of our box. And then liquid glue is great for this because you do have some wiggle. You know, you can get it lined up just exactly the way you want it. And you could also use tear and tape or Seal Plus. Regular Seal is just not tough enough for this. All the 3Ds really need better hold than seal, the regular seal gives. So I just love getting glue all over my fingers. Okay, and this one got too far in. There we go. All right, so now we can close this cute little box, and there it is. So really nice and simple, but adorable. And then I'm going to bring in our 3-twine combo pack, and I'm going to use my garden green twine. So you want to do this before you adhere the rectangles. So we will just get this tied up, and cute little bow here. And this green is really nice because it does pull out the leaves that are on the flowers there. So that is how I chose this one. And now we can center that up and then add some liquid glue to the bottom of our box and go directly onto the rectangle. So get that. And then we'll do the same thing for the top. Make sure that we are right side up here. And then I do want it to line up with the one below. So as I'm putting this together, I'm just kind of paying attention to that. Make sure it's mostly straight in there. And now we just need to decorate. So for that, I have die cut a tailor-made tag in Petal Pink. And then I am using the letters that I cut out for the first project. So I used the negative for the first project, and I'm going to use the actual letters here. So no waste and none of that, you know, setting it aside for a project later on that somehow I never seem to actually come back and use those pieces. So that was part of how I came to this project. Now you could totally use the adhesive sheets for this, and it really wouldn't even take much. You would just need kind of a strip down the center of where you were planning to die cut the letters from. But I honestly am just too lazy to go through that. So yeah, here we are. Use our liquid glue. I am not very good with our fine tipped glue, so I just use the multi-purpose for everything. I know some people really love that fine tipped glue, but I just have never been able to get it to cooperate. So since I have pretty good control most days with this bottle, I feel like this is an okay option. And then anytime that I do have glue that gets outside of where I wanted it, there is an adhesive remover that you can get on, right, Jane? I know, they're so stinking cute. There's an adhesive remover that you can get off of Amazon that works really well. So I highly recommend that. I use it daily. And so I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, Jane, what I really like about having lettered dies is that when I'm doing samplers for like class to go, I can die cut those letters and my customers don't have to have a stamp set because I can't send out stamped images, but I can send out die cuts. So that makes these super handy. All right, now I am just going to set that on like that. And then I'm bringing in my iridescent pastel gems. These are quite, Janie, that is definitely a good way to resolve those issues too. These are kind of big for a card, so I thought they would be perfect here. So I'm just going to grab one of the large ones and cover up that little hole where I didn't want to tie any ribbon or anything. So that is our second project. So bring that back in for you. I know the font is really nice too. Sometimes we had like kind of calligraphy type fonts at one point, and those are harder to cut and definitely less useful. So I've been really happy with these so far. And they are smaller than those giant ones that we used to have, which, you know, can be good and bad depending on what you're working on. All right, set that aside and bring in our last project. And I will tell you, if you want these kits, I am closing it Monday, I believe. So Monday's the last day to place a $50 order in my online store. And once you do with the host code that's listed in the description of this video, then I will send these out next week. And if you place a $75 order, I will send you the kits and I will send you a pack of those iridescent pastel gems. So now we have a piece of petal pink and it is cut to 7 by 8 1/4. So I'm going to take the long side and score it at 1/2 inch and at 2 inches and at 6 3/4 inches. So right there. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate it and score at 1 5/8 and at 3 1/4 and 4 7/8 and at 6 1/2. So if you ever want to score in 16ths, the Stampin' Trimmer, paper trimmer, is the way to go. This only does 8ths, but it definitely is easier for this kind of project. So now that you see all the scoring, I'm going to do some, actually I think I'm going to burnish these first. So, love how there's dog hair everywhere. I know you all understand. It just seems so pervasive no matter what we do. Tassie doesn't even come in here, so I guess I carry a lot more hair around than I realized. Hey Pat, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. We are on the third project of the evening. And okay, I'm going to flip it back over so that the outside of the box is up. And then we are going to start trimming away. So just getting the right ones mitered. So the outside flaps, I don't want to do that, but the inside ones, they just close a lot better if you trim off a little bit. So this is going to be the bottom of our box. So I'll get rid of all of those. And now I can come over here, and this is going to be the flap that tucks in and closes the box. And then this is going to be one of the inside flaps. And then this will be the front panel. And let's see. Moment of panic as I think I screwed up, but no, I'm still good. Get rid of that. And then panic being relative because, you know, it's just paper. But I think that is where we want to be. So again, get that centered so that you can take a screenshot if you need one. And you often sweep up a whole other dog, Julie. That's awesome. You've got the husky though, so yeah, I can imagine that would be rather a daunting task. My brother-in-law has an American husky, and she is constantly, I think he calls it blowing her coat. All right, so before I make the box, I am just going to adhere all of my strips of paper. I'm glad you think the boxes are interesting. It's really fun to start with something flat and come up with a 3D thing that will actually hold other things. And this box, I'm really proud of myself, so I'm going to tell you again. I took the bottle of lotion. Oh, but I did not cut those right. I took the bottle of lotion that I wanted to box up, and I measured it, and I figured out what I wanted the dimensions to actually be and made it myself. So with the flaps and all of that, I mean, I had seen others do this kind of box, but all of the measurements I had to devise on my own. So I got to figure out how I screwed up the measurement there. And let's see, I think I really just wanted it to be 4 5/8, not 4 7/8. So let me fix that quickly. And for that, I will bring in my trimmer because it is just a lot easier to do little bitty amounts with this. So hopefully that was right. You know, they say measure twice and cut once. Not very good at adhering to that. So that. And then the last one. All right, and we are back in business. So he goes to the groomer every month. You know, with Tassie, I don't have to groom her. And I feel like I've been so spoiled because it's pretty easy to just throw her in the shower and give her a bath and call it good because she doesn't let me cut her nails anyway. But there are so many dogs that do have to be groomed all the time, and I can't even get my own hair cut. I'm really not sure that I would be any good at all at getting a dog taken care of. So, but certainly the incentive of having less hair floating around your house is probably good enough to get me there. All right. So just getting that last bit. And then I have one more little piece for the top that I also totally screwed up the measurements. So who knows where I was when I did this? But it was definitely not as aware as I thought I was of what I needed. All right, so I want 1 3/8 here. And that is seriously just going to make me shave this little bitty piece off. All right. So when you say slick dogs, Janie, is that like dachshunds or what kind are you talking about? And then, yeah, I guess the German Shepherds would be a challenge as well. But we had a flat-coated retriever when I was growing up, and oh my gosh, that dog shed too. I think it's the long, like fluffy hairs that just never go away. All right, so I am closing this box up. If you measure right and score right and all of those good things, then you can lay it flat to get that flap to adhere in there, which just helps you make it a little more squared up. All right, so I am going to get some, sorry, I'm probably making the camera not focus right. Glue here and here, and then I want this front flap to be the last one to close so that all you see is the seam instead of like a cut edge. So all right, get this all sealed up, and then I'm just going to hold that on there for a second. And I guess I didn't miter that one enough to make it close nicely. So all right, there we go. So then we have just our little, oh my goodness, things are always so much easier when you are not on camera. Okay. All right, so tuck that little flap in like that. And now I'm going to bring my twine back in, or sorry, the linen thread, and wrap it around. So I will go back in and fix the PDF before I get it sent out on Monday so that you are not having to adjust on the fly like that. And again, if you are not already subscribed to my email, then make sure that you hop over. There's a link up above or down below. I'm not sure where it is, in the description of this video. So hop over and sign up there, and you will get all of my class information and my PDFs for the Facebook Lives. So they shed as if they were a fan producing hair. That's hilarious. Yeah, Jordan makes Abby stay outside in the summer. I mean, I don't think she even really wants to come in the house, but he definitely is not letting her in. So this is a little bit looser than I wanted it. So I'm just going to pop a dimensional on top of the thread in a couple of places to make it hold the way I want. So there's that. And now this is the one stamp that we are going to do tonight, which is kind of funny, but using those letter dies is just really changes what you're up to. So this is the flower, build a flower. Let me see what we got going here. It is the Flowers and Leaves Punch. And so where is it? It looks like this. So you punch 2 different flowers and 2 different leaves. And then I like to curl up the petals just a little bit to give it a little more interest. You could also do all sorts of things like run this through through an embossing folder, or add some clear embossing powder to it to make it really stand out. So nice to have all these different options for designs when you don't necessarily want to do a lot of stamping. Okay, so got my little flower built here. Just tuck that under. And then we need to find I'm just going to use Memento black ink, and I'm going to use my Playing in the Rain stamp set. And this is the one that is my class to go this month as well. So I'll let you take a look at that while I find a block for this stamp. And I just think that they are all so fun. And the dies for it are great. There's a bridge die and a kite that you saw on one of the projects. So lots of options for building little scenes and just, cute, fun, springy things. Those dies also actually cut out some of the images in the designer series paper, which is always nice. All right, so we'll hope that that goes on straight. There it is. And I'm running out of space here, so it's time to go. We're doing pretty good on time though, considering that we added 2 extra projects. And stick that on just like that. And then I am going to bring my gems back in and use my take your pick tool. And this time I think I'm going to go with this blue again. Do that for our flower center there. And then this will just go on right here. And you've got a sweet and simple little gift that is easy to put together, easy to mail, and I think it's really just a lot of fun. So I'm going to bring all of our projects back in, if I can find them. What did I do? All right, here we go. So there are all of those. I hope that you love these. If you do, make sure you give me likes over there and share this video. I really appreciate it when you do that. It's really helpful. And I'm going to switch my camera here. Okay, so if you have any questions about any of these projects, or if you need help with anything, if you'd like to place an order and aren't quite sure what you need to do, make sure that you reach out. I'm always available over Messenger or text or email. So I would love to hear from you and help you. Make sure that you're signed up for my emails, and have a good night. I will be back right here next Thursday at 7:30. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do the sampler next week or if I'm going to do cards. So I will get that situated and let you know, and I will see you then. Thanks so much. Bye.